Good morning to all. God bless you. It's a beautiful morning. So today, we're gonna go through 18 speed. I haven't done a video in a while, at least any how-to videos. I haven't done any shifting videos, so I figured I'd do 18 speed. I know a lot of people have done 18 speeds, but it doesn't hurt to do another one. If it benefits people, great. So here's a pattern. You guys could take a look at it. Let me see. There you go. So essentially, 18 speed, you have, this would be like very low. This would be first. So right here is low, but let's say for layman terms are easier to understand. Let's say this is first, right? Second, third, fourth, and fifth. All right. So essentially, you don't need first. You're not going to need this gear. All right. Unless you're extremely heavy or you're purposely trying to drive slow for a particular job that you're doing. But let's just keep first gear out of today's video. So you're going to have reverse here, like always, on most transmissions. So you're going to have this button here, right? And you're going to have this button here. As you notice, this is gray. On a 13 speed, this is blue. On a 15 speed, this would be red. Or actually, the other way around. This is red on a 13, blue on a 15, if I'm not mistaken. So why is this gray? Why does that matter? Normally the color wouldn't really matter, but in this situation it does, because that means that you can shift this on particularly any gear. See? On a 13, on a 15, you can't do this and this. You can't. It won't allow you to do that because you can mess it up. But on this, it does. Why? Because all the gears are able to be split, right? So, well, there's a pattern. I didn't even read it, but there you go. First, second, third, and fourth. So I didn't realize that that's how the pattern was. But anyway, I'm just going off my own knowledge. But yeah, so perfect. First, second, third, fourth. You raised the selector up for the higher gears. It will be fifth, sixth, seven, and eight. All right? That's the way you want to think about it. You don't want to think about the whole 18 speed thing. Okay? Oh, 18 speed, you don't want to think about all that. You just want to think about 4 gears down and 4 gears up. Right? Now, when you are heavy, and these gears right here will be on low. On low first gear. These gears are low enough to where if you're at a, let's say, 70,000 pounds gross weight, you don't have to worry about it if you're at 70,000 pounds gross weight. So you can generally use these gears on a dead still when you have that much weight. 18 speed is essentially when you're extremely heavy. It's basically a 13 speed and a 15 speed put together. Why do I say that? Because 13 speeds, you can split them up top. So once you have the gear selector up, and it will be from 5th gear and on up, or you can actually split them. And this is split them, right? That would be low. That would be high there, right? And 15, you can only split them on the low gears. You cannot split them once you have the selector up. It won't allow you to split them. So you can split the gears, will be first low, first high, and you will put the selector back to low, and it will be second low, second high, right? You go neutral, you go third low, third high, then you would go back, and then you go fourth low, fourth high, right? Now you would go back on the middle, and this is the 18 speed, right? You pre-select, now you would go to fourth low, fourth high, fifth low, fifth high. And you guys understand this, right? But I'm just going to do it anyway. We're talking about sixth low, seventh low, seventh high, eighth low, eighth high, right? I'll tell you right now, I mean, me personally, and everybody has their opinion, and everybody does differently. I am not an expert by any means, but I have been driving for, over 10 years now. And I've been driving all types of transmissions, all types of different loads, all types of heavy equipment, you name it, flatbed, step deck. So this transmission and all the other transmissions, they're very similar. There's nothing to them, you know, right? You clutch it when you're in first gear, and then you just float the gears after that, correct? That's how most of us do it. At least that's how I do it. So there's nothing to it. There's the synchros, the speed of the truck, they're all more or less the same. The only difference in these transmissions is how many gears you have. So you're not going to need all these gears unless you're extremely heavy, or you just want to make it easier on the truck. That is perfectly acceptable, and it's up to your judgment. If that's how you want to drive and you want to be making it easier on the truck, then that's perfect. So what do I mean by that? If you're extremely heavy and you just want to use all your gears, you want to run through all your gears, go for it, you know. But I would not, unless I'm going to upgrade, like I'm going up a grade, or I'm going to stand still and there's a pretty big hill, and then I want to go through all the gears in low, so I would use the selector here for all the low gears. And I'm talking about first or second. I would probably just take off in first and then just skip possibly first high, and then just go through the other ones, possibly. You know, I do skip a lot of gears a lot of times. It depends how heavy I am. But most of the time, like if I'm extremely heavy and I'm not necessarily in a rush, I will use the gears. You know, I use most of them just because they're there. So this is 18 speed is entirely up to the person driving it, especially when you have you're hauling a dry van or you're hauling a flatbed. Most of the time you're going to be legal weight, you know, maybe 1,000 pounds over 80,000, you know, so that you're not going to need all these gears. This is designed for heavy hauls, for towing, which that's what this truck is a tow truck. So that's what you would like, you know. And most of these trucks do have higher horsepower. This is a 550 Cummins, you know, and generally, you know, that's what they're used for. So I don't want to get into all that, but anyway, that's how you would use it. That's how you would go through the gears. Okay, you would start in first, and then you would have to go first. That would be low, high, right, neutral. So another thing, a lot of guys, what they do is they clutch it. You can actually clutch it. So you can go first, you know, you take off from the light, and that would be first low, and then you clutch it, and then you go on first high. I don't do it that way. What I do is I'll start here, right? First low, and then I'll give it gas, right? So I'm starting from the light, and then I'll put it back into neutral, and I'll shift it into high and pop it back into first high. Does that make sense? So let me run through the gears. So this is how I would do it. First low, first high, second low, second high, right? Third low, third high, right? Fourth low, fourth high. And same thing. Fifth low, fifth high, sixth low, sixth high, right? Seventh low, seven high, eighth low, eighth high, right? So that's how I would do it. That would be your 18 speed. So that's how I would do it. That's the way I would drive it. But you got to get a feel for it, and you got to drive it. This truck is not finished yet. I still got to paint it and put some plates on it, and this is the only 18 speed I have. So once I'm done with it, I will share videos, and I will actually make a video of me driving it. So it'll be easier on you guys. All right. God bless. Take care. And I hope that this is a good video. And if you got any feedback, please send it over. I would be glad to hear everybody's opinion. And yeah.